Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Well, good morning, almost afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the channel. I am Coupon Therapy. I will be your host for the show. Please like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel, please. Okay. Today, this afternoon, I just want to come through and do a quick live. I'm sure a lot of us have heard about the story. It's quite a disturbing story. Actually, and I also listen. Let me get. I've been trying to update my little memes, so I got a little viewer discretion thing. Let me find it. So, because this story is quite disturbing. But what I want to discuss is the case of Mahogany Jackson. She is a young lady from Birmingham, Alabama, who recently went missing and was unfortunately, found unalive, discarded under a mattress, right? In such a horrific way. This story, it's nuanced. It has so many twists and turns, and it's like so many pieces kind of to the puzzle. But really, it's an age-old tale of that old saying where they say the deepest betrayal begins with trust, right? So this is basically going to be a tale about a friend group. Now, the amazing thing about this whole story for me is the sheer fact, like, I'm always amazed, even though we see it more and more now. I am always amazed at the kinds of things that people can get other people to agree to do, right? Like the way people will stand around and then they will record, and they sometimes we will find ourselves in some of the oddest situations by association, right? Oh, so that's what I find crazy, because as of right now, as of the time I'm doing this show, they are saying that there has been 8 people. 7 of them are on the screen, and then there was an additional arrest made recently of a young lady by the name of Ariana McDowell, I believe is her name. It's in my title. Just check the description box. I think I hashtagged it. So that brings us up to 8, right? But I do believe that there were more than just these 8 people present. So it's just an odd phenomenon when you can get people to participate in such, especially such depraved acts, and especially when a lot of the people involved are not really going to have a personal problem with the person, right? It's just it's very odd. However, I have a few clips that I want to play, and I just want to share with y'all what I have gathered, right? So far, I've been looking. I kind of came a little bit late. I seen the clips last week, but I've had a lot of things going on. Life's been lifing. So I kind of had to backtrack a little bit, right? But I found out some interesting things, and it kind of became clear to me after hearing some things what happened. Now, everything that I'm going to tell you is allegedly, right? And we're all just speculation. This is kind of a build up to this case. Y'all know how these cases go. Now, what I want to discuss is the build up, right? The scenarios that possibly could have built up to this situation. So let's just set the stage. We have Mahogany Jackson. She is a young lady who lives in Alabama. She has a child. She had struggling. Okay, and let me also say this, okay? I've been hearing a lot of things. People are dragging the mother, the sister, dragging her family, dragging the young lady Mahogany, talking about, she scammed. She used to get people out of money. Listen, those are financial crimes, and I do feel like if you do the crime, you should be able to do the time. I'm all for that. But let me say unequivocally, but that there is nothing that I have heard that this young lady did or was involved in that uh warranted her being treated, or made her deserve the inhumane things that were done to her. She was sodomized, tortured, beat, raped, all of this on recording. Okay, hold on one moment, guys. Sorry about that, y'all. Y'all know how that go. The phone started ringing, y'all. Okay, now what was I saying? Um. Anyway, so this story. Okay, so the backdrop of it, we all know. The young lady was reported missing. Her family kind of sounded the alarm. Things were put out on Facebook, and there were videos. Right. That's another thing. Like, this is just the craziest thing. I feel like this is another one of those cases where the friend group, you know what I'm saying, kind of gone wrong, kind of maybe like not exactly like, but along the lines of the Shanquilla Robinson thing, right? It's a lot of things that a lot of young black girls and friend groups go through that that I'm finding in common when we find these tragedies, right? The frenemies type group, right? So that's why it's important that I think that we tell our young people, and even for ourselves, that we be aware and conscious of not um, falling into that pattern, right? Check the room, read the room, check energy, check the temperature. If 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 a environment is not favorable to you, um, vacate the premises. It's not that serious. You don't always have to be seen. You don't always need friends. It's better to be by yourself, to walk alone than to walk with a bunch of snakes, right? So I would implore all of us to stay vigilant of that. However, okay, before my phone rang, I was talking about the videos. Like, they really record, like, this day of social media and these children. Now, the players that are between the ages of 17 and 27, I believe. And so we have one, two, three, four, seven of them on the screen, right? We have Tasia. Now, the Tasia is she's gonna play a big part of this, right? In my opinion, I feel like of the females, she was kind of the head honcho, the strongest in the friend group, right? She was kind of the center point of a lot of conflict between some of these people, right? So um then we have these men, right? So, like, instead of our young black men being heroes and having conflict resolution skills and mediators, we literally have video of them coaching, participating in, and just some of the most god awful things, right? With someone that up to now I could not find any information that would lead me to believe that these men had a beef with um Mahogany, the young lady herself, right? So with that in mind, it just kind of like that trickle down effect. It becomes weirder and weirder, right? So from what I could gather, hold on, let me put Miss Mahogany. So these are the seven that we have mugshots on, and then they have arrested Miss Ariana. So Ariana plays a pivotal part in this, because I feel like she was the catalyst to the friend group, right? Actually turning on the girl Mahogany. And I'll tell y'all that in a minute. So we have Mahogany goes missing. Things are going on Facebook. You know, the chatter's up, the police are involved. Then there's this character that comes out by the name of Blue. And she just comes from out of nowhere. And she's like, this is my friend, you know, and she started naming the characters. And she's like, if they're saying such and such had something to do with it, I believe it because um you know, I was friends with them. I was really close with Mahogany at a point. Like over the last 2 years, they've been back and forth and friends, right? And it's really odd. And people are like, what? Why would this? What do you have to do with it? Like, why are you just inserting yourself, right? And so people were trying to figure out why is this Blue character steadily putting herself in the middle of it. Hey, everybody. Hey, Barn Dog. I'm sorry, y'all. I came right on in and started talking. Y'all know how I get. Hey, China Doll. Hey, Benzone is in the building. Hey, Leo Beauty. Hey, everybody. Miss Margot. I wasn't late, Miss Margot. Cool Gamer. Miss Indigo. Hey, everybody. If I missed anybody, y'all charge it to my head and not my heart. Okay. I just want to try to get this commentary out. I don't have a lot of time. Um, so Blue comes out and she's like, and it seems really attention seeking, right? And it seems like, why are you inserting yourself? And even to the point where people were starting like trying to put her in it. You know what I mean? And that's how this kind of this snowball effect started happening with the girl Blue, right? And so after all of that goes down, and I'm gonna let y'all hear kind of what Blue comes out and starts saying, you know, what she thinks about the thing and how she thinks it's Tasia and all this and all that. And they're like, well, why are you saying it? Why are you saying that? Well, um after we hey Mogi, after y'all hear this play out, you'll kind of see how I came to the conclusion as to why maybe Blue was compelled to throw herself in the middle of this, right? Some might say, like, are you trying to get in front of this because you're involved in it? Or is it your guilty conscience that's making you speak? Or is it like you truly are, you know, trying to just give information, right? I guess we'll all have to make our own decision on that. But it's kind of interesting. So the girl Blue takes to her live and I'm going to pull up I'm going to pull up a recording and let y'all kind of hear. This is the first thing she starts saying, and everybody's like, what you got to do with it? But just listen, and then as we go along the other stuff, the rest of the story, then we can kind of come back to what Blue says, because Blue is a pivotal part of this. Because I feel like it was a friend group of about 3, 4, 5 people, right? A couple of a certain group get into it, and then but you know how some people are still cool. So the he say she say starts, right? Blue ends up on a 3-way call with the Mahogany, who is our victim, and the girl Ariana, which is now the 8th person who has been locked up, right? The 8th and the last, which is the Ariana girl. So I feel like Blue coming out and talking and keep saying this stuff is kind of probably what got Ariana caught up faster. But I don't know. I guess we'll have to see how that plays out. But as we listen to Blue, she kind of gives us the groundwork. And I think she kind of feels like maybe, I don't know if it's a little guilt. I don't think she was directly involved, but I just think she was kind of messy, right? And her being messy, keeping up stuff and having a 3-way call with somebody not knowing that the other person is on the call kind of was the catalyst for this coming on. Oh, and then also another important thing about Blue, in one of the videos, that the horrific videos, right? I could not even watch them all. So I won't even be getting into those details. If y'all know them, good for y'all. When I close my eyes, I just don't want to see that. Hearing about it is enough, and what I've watched is enough, right? But they kept saying that somebody was saying, I'm not Blue during the argument with Mahogany, right? That they had recorded. And everybody's like, well, what are they talking about Blue for? Well, come to find out, it's because of this 3-way call that we're getting ready to hear Blue talk about. Also, And Blue has been on, I guess, Clubhouse talking to people. She was on YouTube, on Facebook, honey. She was on Ratchet TV. She's been around. But it was just kind of strange why she was doing all this. But like I said, I think it's kind of clear that she definitely was messy. I just don't know if if it stops at just like you was messy and maybe that wasn't ethically right, or was it criminal, you know? But I definitely feel like there was some he say, she say stuff going on. Now we're gonna take a listen to a little bit of what Miss Blue had to say here in just a moment. Okay, let me set it up. Give me just a second. Hey, Miss April Showers. Hey, NY. China doll.
And goddamn, me and my husband started kicking it. We was cool. So when we first started hanging together, my husband was with me. If she went with me every day, my husband was with me every other day. I go get my husband at 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, and we'll just ride around Birmingham smoking on my soul. I used to smoke my husband's head the fuck off. Backwood, that's backwood on my soul. So the last time I talked to my husband was goddamn the last time all of us was hanging together. And I told her then when I started hanging with Tasia, bro, I said, watch her, fam.
What they
I
saying
know how she is, bro. She's not doing this shit to y'all now. She's only doing it to me. And she keep doing it to me, but she's not gonna do nothing, bro. Without a nigga that she know, that's gonna stand on something. So
now see, now this is Blue.
Phone, she like, man, go outside, bro. My man was wrong. So she like, man, I wanna tell you something. So I go outside. So boom, I'm sitting on the porch. She like, man, why Tasia just came and asked me if I wanted to rob you earlier today. So I'm thinking I'm tripping on this hoe on my soul. On my soul, I'm thinking I'm tripping on this hoe. So I'm looking at the phone. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm just knowing you bullshit right now. This is my best motherfucking friend. This supposed to be my dog. This supposed to be my A1, my day one on Jesus. Oh my, man, no, bro, don't fucking call me. And my friend there, bro, please don't fucking call me, bro. Please don't, please. Please don't nobody call me, bro. Don't fucking call me, fam.
This is the young lady Blue.
I don't care about nobody telling me I'm getting in the middle of nothing. I'm doing nothing, bro. No, fam, that was my fucking friend, dog. If it was anybody else that I know, my mama might do the same shit. You wanna know why? Because y'all are my friend. That was my friend, cuz. There wasn't nobody that ever did shit.
Now, this is Mahogany. This is Blue explaining how Mahogany warns her, right? How she say, because basically they were friends, and then they kind of had a falling out, and they kind of had a coming back together, and Mahogany pulls her to the side and say, hey, yo, cuz, be careful with them. Basically, because Mahogany allegedly has been around when they've been talking about setting Blue up, right? So Mahogany, according to Blue, I guess is doing her a solid and trying to look out for her. So this is the first time that Mahogany warns Blue about the friend group, which would be Tasia, Ariana, Ace, and so forth and so on, right? So here we go. We'll fit.
Ain't nobody that never did shit to me. I'm my mama. So boom. She tell me like, matter of fact, she didn't start telling me she was gonna rob me. This motherfucker is describing what the fuck I motherfucking got. So she like, now mind you, I hadn't told Mahogany what I had when it did. Nobody knew what I had when it did. The shit was in my fucking iCloud. I had logged into my iCloud from Tasia's phone. This hoe still watching motherfucking iCloud and shit. The only thing I posted was I had the car. So boom, Mahogany like, what the fuck Mahogany said? She was like, you just went about your Camaro? I'm my soul, you know I ain't finna sugarcoat it, you know I'm finna tell it. What the fuck I missed? Man, I'm finna tell you. Shit, man, my friend dead, bro. My friend dead, dog. I just got to the point where I just stopped crying on live, fam. Please. So, I'm like, okay, I received it. So, boom, she like, you just went about a Camaro? I said, yeah. She said, yellow, right? Drop top with the black stripes on it? I said, yeah. She said, yeah, you got 215s in the trunk, daughter. I said, man, what the fuck you got going, man? So she like, man, she said, you just went and bought you another stick, then. Cause mind you, at the time, let me just describe to y'all how cold up I am at the house. I got 2 ARs under my mattress. I had just
now, mind you, we want to keep in mind, y'all, that, hold on. Now, we want to keep in mind that these are young folks. The young lady, Mahogany, was what, 20? They have been friends for 2 or 3 years. So I'm gonna say, so since she was 17, and then this young lady Blue is like what, 23? They between, listen, no older than 25, the young ladies. It's wild. These are young people. And what kind of life are they living? They got guns and you know, all kinds of stuff. It's just really crazy. But again, this was a tight knit friend group at a point in time. And now what we are listening to is Blue. This is her first video when she realizes that Mahogany is missing, and she's hearing from people on Facebook and kind of like people that they know some stuff, right? And so she takes to live and goes to say this, and it just goes on from here. Okay.
I'm not at home though. Now here it is now. I'm not at home. I'm not at home. So I'm telling Mahogany, I'm like, yeah. She was like, yeah. She said, you got about 20,000, 30,000 on you right now, don't you? I said, Mahogany, on my soul, if you don't tell me what the fuck going on right now, I said, Mahogany, on my motherfucking hang up the phone, we can have a problem. Mahogany said, watch Tasia, bro. I said, what you mean? She said, Tasia just stood in front of me, JD, and Spook, and asked us to rob you. She said, look, D was standing right there on my mama, and she said, when my name came up and said something about robbing, my right-handed guy, Mahogany, is that where it was? Lil D said, hell no, he ain't want nothing to do with that shit, and he walked off. So if y'all saying Lil D had something to do with that shit is cap rap. That shit cap rap, bro. Lil D not like that, fam. Lil D not like that, bro. On my soul. I don't have no problem with telling how Tasia is, bro. But I'm not gonna throw innocent people under the motherfucking bus, bro. If Lil D telling y'all that he was slumped off the bonds on third, bro, Lil D ain't got no. Yes, bro. Yes, baby. They killed her this morning. I got the phone call this morning. I woke up this morning, bro. I done broke down in tears. In tears. In tears. That's my dog. So, boom. Mahogany like, yo, Tasia walked up to me and tell me in West End. What T-girl, correct name. Tasia, T-E-J-A. That hoe deleted her motherfucking Facebook. That's what I'm telling y'all. Listen. So, she tell me like, yo, man, I'm finna swipe these comments to the side so I can't read these hoes right now because I gotta finish telling the story. I can't read y'all comments to tell what the fuck going on. So, boom. Tasia like, no, Mahogany like, yo, Tasia came to me earlier today and was like, shit, this the plan now. The plan was, the girl I was talking to at the time didn't like Tasia because of the setup ass shit she was doing. I had just when got the girl from Troy, so we in my house chilling. So the girl tell me like, shit, call Tay. She be talking about that shit on the phone, calling out. So shit, we calling Tay phone playing, not knowing what the fuck Tay was for the plan on doing. So boom. She tell me like, the plan was supposed to be, Tasia was supposed to fight my bitch. And goddamn, her baby daddy and his partner was supposed to catch me going in the house or coming out the house or whatever it was finna put a gun in my head, leave me back in the house, take everything I had in the house, and take my car. And on my soul, they were supposed to shoot me and leave me in the house dead. If I'm lying, God strike the bill can so I can get fucking, so I can die on my soul. On my soul. And from that point forward, on my soul, Mahogany was my dog.
Blue alleges that Tasia is known for setting people up and have an attempt to set up multiple different individuals. Blue claims that she's no longer friends with Tasia and warned Mahogany to stay away from Tasia because she's always up to no good. Tasia was the last person seen with Mahogany before being reported missing, and apparently, Tasia claimed that she had known Mahogany and deactivated all of her Facebook pages that she had. Blue claims that Tasia has numerous pictures of all of them hanging out on her main page. Blue also brought up the fact that Tasia, Mahogany, and a woman named Sanaya McCall had fought and allegedly jumped a girl at a Valero gas station weeks ago in a now viral video. Keep that in mind. Allegedly, Tasia and Mahogany had a falling out because Blue states that Tasia's boyfriend at the time was sending Mahogany money from jail. Well, the two women eventually settled their differences, and this happened apparently back in January. But if the two women made up, then why is Tasia such a huge part of the story? Well,
so, listen, that is convoluted as heck, right? Hey, good morning, good afternoon, almost afternoon, baby. I wanted to be afternoon so bad. Good morning, good afternoon, Sagittarius Queen. We just gonna make it afternoon. Yes, honey. So that kind of lays the groundwork, right, for this story starting to unravel about how all this is related, right? So it gets even more convoluted because everybody's trying. I feel like people are trying to narrow down, well, what's the reason, one particular motive? But what it sounds like to me is that it was a buildup, right? That's why I titled this The Buildup. So they were friends. They were committing, doing hitting little licks and stuff together. And you know, they had back and forth throughout the years, right? Blue catches a case with um Tisha and I think somebody else, and they think that she's going to uh kind of tell the police on them, right? So that's where Mahogany starts to warn Blue, right? And then so there's a second time, and I'm gonna play the clip of the girl Blue explaining this, which kind of basically for me lays out the motives. It wasn't just one motive. It was kind of a whole snowball effect. And whereas the girl Blue probably didn't anticipate that they were going to kill her or uh, torture her or what could possibly happen, I certainly feel like she was being messy. There came a point in time that the girl Blue didn't know really who to trust because she was kind of on the outs, right? Ariana and Mahogany and Tasia. I'm sorry, her name is Tasia. Um, the girl Tasia, who was kind of like the head honcho, Blue and her are really into it, right? And so that leaves Ariana and Mahogany. Ariana and Mahogany are basically telling Blue, you know, don't trust Tasia, she do this, she do that. But yet Blue is still seeing Mahogany and Ariana hang out with Tasia. So she really like, really, you know what I'm saying, y'all being fake. Which one of y'all is being fake or whatever? So Mahogany comes to Blue, hey, don't trust them. You know what I'm saying? They trying to set you up, trying to do her a solid. And Blue, not knowing who to trust or what to, you know, who's telling the truth, she goes to Ariana and let Ariana know what Mahogany done said. And then she go a step further and she say, hold on, I'm about to call her. Because on the three-way call, what Blue, I feel like, is not saying, coming out and saying, is that Mahogany did not know that the girl Ariana was on the phone. It was a conversation between Blue and Mahogany where Blue was getting Mahogany to tell her again how she shouldn't trust Tasia and them and how they basically trying to set her up, right? The girl Ariana heard about it because she was on the other line, and Ariana went back and let Tasia know. And for Blue, I kind of feel like she thought one of them was going to speak about it, but and by you know, whoever spoke about it, that's who she was going to know who was lying. Because clearly, if you're not fooling with Tasia no more, why would you be running information back to her, right? You see how juvenile and petty that is? Sounds like high school fodder, right? But it had devastating consequences in this case, unfortunately. Because this young lady here, at the end of the day, in the beginning of it too, she tragically lost her life. And these people conspired to torture her and to do, you know, some awful things to her. So the who, what, when, where, why, yeah, I mean, it's not gonna bring her back. We're just talking to it for clarity. We're just speaking on it for clarity's sake, right? I understand. This beautiful young lady on the screen who wasn't perfect. And let me say this about not being perfect. People are dragging it. I've seen people go so far as even to drag this young lady. Okay. Nothing she could have done, nothing that I've heard she's done, um, warrants her being treated the way she was. And I'm not arguing. That's not up for debate. And I ain't gonna argue with nobody about it. Okay. We won't be dragging her. Everybody has challenges in their life. There's nothing that warrants this amount of inhumanity. Okay. Some scams, some credit card scams, a robbery here for some financial, you know, this, that, and the other, where no one was hurt. That doesn't amount to someone being tortured, kidnapped over hours, beat, sodomized, humiliated. Like, that is apples and oranges. Okay. So I don't even know where people are getting that from, but nobody don't live a perfect life. The girl was only 20 years old. Yeah, she may have bumped heads with her mama here and there. Well, you know, a lot of teenagers do. But let me tell you what else. Had this happened to this, by the way that these people are dragging this young lady, okay? Had all of this happened to her and she lived, I don't think she would have went to the police and told nobody about it. You know why? Because look at what we are doing to her now. And she is the victim. But a lot of, it's like her life is being put on trial. And it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. I'm not arguing with nobody about that part of it. She didn't deserve it. You can't make me believe she did. Right? And we need to stop that. That's why a lot of times people do not report things like the shame that comes with it, the way we will pick a person apart, pick a story apart. I just feel like she may not have came forth had she lived because of all the other stuff, right? Because her hands are not necessarily clean as far as being with this group of people and them, running a couple plays, this, that, and the third, right? Because that's what I feel like people are dragging her. It's almost like, oh, well, she used to run credit card scams. Ha, ha, ha. She deserved to be thrown under a mattress by next to a dumpster dead. What? You people are sick. You're fucking sick. Okay? Now, that's my official statement on that. I ain't arguing with nobody about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about it, honey. So, okay. So as we were saying, so with that came all of this. All that I've been discussing is basically the buildup, right? So, Tasia versus Mahogany, right, came when Blue says that Tasia's boyfriend was sending Mahogany money from jail, right? So Tasia supposedly, that's one thing that Tasia got against Mahogany, the boyfriend thing, right? But they supposedly made up back in January, and it was supposed to be bygones be bygones. But also at that same time, notice that was the same time that Mahogany warned Blue again about Tasia, trying to set her up. Okay, so Mahogany obviously, maybe was back in the friend group, but kind of felt some kind of way still, right? I think she was on her P's and Q's a little bit. Why she was still with them, I don't know, because Blue said that they had talked extensively about, Mahogany not even being bothered with them because Tasia's a setup queen and blah, blah, blah. But they're saying that the girl Ariana played a part in setting Mahogany up because they were still somewhat cool. And so she kind of lured her to the first location, right? And we have a news article that I would like to play for you guys really quickly. It kind of summarizes this as well. It's just god awful. I just can't believe it. Let me get to the share screen.
Right now on the floor. The more information we learn about the disturbing kidnapping and murder of Mahogany Jackson, the harder it is and more awful it is to hear.
Some of those suspects accused in her killing making an appearance in court today. Bria Chapman joins us now live with the latest. And Bria, the details that you heard today in court are disturbing and heartbreaking.
Yeah, Morgan, that is right. This case is beyond disturbing, and it was an emotional day in court. Now, one of the saddest details I learned today is that Mahogany Jackson came to the first location thinking these people were her friends. Investigators say they then tortured her, and the things that were described are why Judge Keisha Davis says she denied all of these suspects a bond. Now, Birmingham Police Homicide Detective Mark Green says the first stop was the home of suspect Brandon Pope. Now, that's where Jackson was beaten outside while she was naked. Officers say some of the suspects beat her while others recorded the beatings. Now, Jackson was stomped and kicked, and then prosecutors say one of the suspects can be heard saying, "Put her in the trunk." And then she was dragged naked in the street. Now, Jackson was taken to a second location, and I want to warn you, this will be hard to hear. Prosecutors say Jackson was sexually assaulted at gunpoint. Officials say she was handcuffed, beaten, pistol whipped, and then spat on. Now, Jackson's family, including her mother, were present in court today, and as they read out the evidence, you could hear them getting very emotional. DA Danny Carr says, though, this will be a long road to get justice for Mahogany, and he also explains why only 5 out of the 8 suspects were present today for the Anias Law hearing.
The individuals that are charged with capital murder, obviously, the law, the statute and the rules of criminal procedure says that their bond can be set at a no bond automatically. The individuals that are charged with felony murder, the statute requires a hearing. The next step, obviously, is there'll be further investigation with Birmingham Police Department.
Yeah, another sad thing we learned today was that the suspects wanted the password to Mahogany Jackson's phone. Officials say they even told her if she gave it to them, they would let her go, only to kill her anyway. Now, live at 5, you'll hear what District Attorney Danny Carr says he told the family today.
Okay. That was a news article. How awful, right? How awful. So we also have I done messed up my little I done got too fancy, child. I done knocked myself out. Did y'all hear the clip? What were y'all able to hear? Hope y'all were able to hear that. So okay, I got it back. All right, give me one moment. Let me queue up one other thing I want to let y'all hear.
Me and Ariana and Mahogany were on the 3-way call. Now, from my understanding, before, all this situation right here, me and Ariana were close because of me falling out with Tasia. And then she fell out with Tasia in the same situation that I fell out with her.
Now, mind you, that would be the first red flag for me. Me and Ariana are cool because I fell out with Tasia and so did she. That's kind of like the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And that foundation never works. So I feel like this was just a recipe for disaster, right? Because the foundation is built solely off of distrust. And this is a shout out to Ratchet TV for this recording. He interviewed this young lady.
So from my understanding, they're not talking. That's what she's telling me. So when me, her, and Mahogany was on 3-way, we was talking about
the infamous 3-way call. Now,
Black Spring Break. We talk about
now, mind you, the infamous call. Now, what I believe that Blue is not stating, right, is that Mahogany did not know, in my opinion, that Ariana was on the phone. Otherwise, I don't feel like she would have been as candid with Blue, telling her to watch out for, Tasia and them. Because, of course, Mahogany had already gotten jumped by Tasia and them before. I think they have a video of that. along with a video of Mahogany, Tasia, and some girl named Sanaa, who's also locked up. She's up here on the screen. Yeah. Jumping another girl, right, in a store somewhere on video that has went viral. So I just feel like Ariana was on the call, but Mahogany didn't know. And then Ariana went back and told Tasia. So when during that whole confrontation, and y'all know they're saying on the video that they're saying where somebody gets to the point where they're saying to Mahogany, you know, I'm not blue. B, you know, like basically you can't treat me like blue. And that's because Ariana was on that call, right? And Ariana is like, yeah, she was running her mouth to blue and she said X, Y, and Z. And so Mahogany's arguing with Ariana in the videos, right? Trying to disprove what Ariana is saying she told Blue. Because Ariana was on the phone. This is just my hypothesis. Here we go. Let's continue.
Going to Miami, we was talking about, Mahogany was telling me how she wanted me to go on the cruise with her for her birthday to Jamaica. And she told me, she was like, while I got you on the phone and I'm not around and you need to watch yourself. I was like, what you mean? She was like, Tasia and Ace were just sitting around talking about, you know, setting you up. They're trying to get you killed because they feel like this case is only going on because of you. So they feel like if they get rid of you, the case will go away. So I told Mahogany on the phone, I said, well, I got 300 reasons why they shouldn't come up.
Okay, so that's basically, you know, that's the story I was telling y'all that she was telling about that. So supposedly Mahogany was trying to do her a solid, right? But she keeps saying Ariana was on the phone, making it seem like they all was on a mutual call. But I just don't, the way it all played out and like the argument they was having, it just don't seem like Ariana knew. It seemed like Ariana went back to them and was kind of busting out Mahogany, and Mahogany was kind of trying to, you know, argue her way out of it or whatever. And ultimately, they ended up doing what they did to her. It's just, it's horrible. It's terrible. So we have on the screen is the list of suspects. I'm going to give you all their names, honey. They should definitely get through the walk of shame. I would be remiss if I wouldn't call all of these demons out by name before I end this live, okay? What are their names? I saw the list. And thank God they have been denied bond. Thank you, Lord. So, let me see. We have a Jeremiah McDowell, Francis Harris, Brandon Pope. Brandon Pope, I believe from some of the reports, it was his residence where most of the stuff was done. The first place she was taken to was Brandon Pope's. And then I don't know if it, like how many places it actually ended up being. But okay, Brandon Pope is 24. Ace is Francis Harris. I think he's 25. And Jeremiah McDowell is 18. We have Giovanni Clapp, Blair Green, Tasia Lewis, Sanaya McCall, and Ariana Robinson. They all will remain behind bars without bond. Some of them are charged with capital murder, I believe, and then some of them are charged with felony murder. So 3 of them, the guys, Brandon, Francis Ace Harris, and Jeremiah McDowell, are charged with capital murder. And the other 5 suspects, I believe, are charged with felony murder, which I believe involves being complicit, So forth and so on. Anyway, let me see what hey, Miss Indigo. Miss April Showers came through. Hey, honey. Haven't seen you in a while. It's nice seeing you. Y'all, please like the video, share the video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I just wanted to come through real quick. Let me see. I'm at about 46 minutes. That's good. I wanted to stay under an hour, so I think I'm doing good. I just wanted to talk about this because I feel like this is like the Shanquilla Robinson case on steroids, okay? This is getting out of control. And we as a community, we have got to do something. We have got to do better. And then even the outcry, when we heard this story, like the dragging of the family, the dragging of the young lady, without us having all of the facts, we have got to, reach out to people and support people in a more compassionate type of way, right? There is a way for us to kind of like take information, process it without having to necessarily be critical of people or stuff like that. Some things I feel like if you don't have nothing good to say, sometimes we shouldn't say a whole lot. I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it there, right? But this story, listen, it's unfortunate. So, and what makes it even more sinister, y'all, is that, like, is this a case of like peer pressure gone crazy, right? Because how is it 8 people? But even from the stories that we're hearing, it's only what the girl Tasia, Ariana, and the girl Ariana that possibly have a problem, and then the girl Blue, who wasn't even there, who possibly has a problem with the young lady Mahogany. So how in the world does 8, possibly even more? Because we seen the video, we heard people in the background, and we know there were a lot of people around at certain times, right? So probably more than 8. But how does that happen? How do these young men, this 18-year-old young man who just had a baby, right? How does this 28-year-old man get food up with these children? So, it's like Tasia, who was up here in the right-hand corner with these braids, with these Cleo braids. Seemed like she was the dominant of the female crew. Oh, hey, Ben says, this is in my city, so it hits home. Oh, Lord, child, give us the tea. What have you heard, honey? Are you still in Birmingham? Ben? Girl, what do you got? Do you know any of these people? This is just crazy. And then they have this girl, y'all, this is crazy. This is juicy. There's a lot of interesting characters in here. So as I was doing, a little bit of research, trying to get information on this case, I came across this guy named Vito. Child, he was over there on Ratchet TV's channel when Ratchet TV was interviewing this lady named Blue. Now, Vito is a character on Clubhouse, from what I could gather, right? I don't know if he has a YouTube channel, but I think his social media platform is primarily over there on Clubhouse. Girl, and I heard it get messy over there, child. And he was over there on Ratchet TV's channel telling that the Blue person how people had a bounty on her head, that she better be hiding, basically that people were gonna do something to this young lady because they feel like she set Mahogany up. That's what the guy Vito was saying. So I guess Vito is the Birmingham local messy reporter, right? And he has some kind of ties to the cupcake case, which I don't know. That's a rabbit hole I'm not going to go down at this time, because I don't know too much about it, right? But that looked like that might be interesting too. The baby Cupcake. So Vito's over there on Clubhouse. He's going in, and also, I'm not sure which one, but one of these young men that is in that's been locked up for this Mahogany case is stepbrothers to the guy Vito, right? So Vito's on social media like he's breaking the case. He does Alabama news. I guess he lives in Alabama. So, I guess they got a whole little sector that we don't even know nothing about, y'all, where they talk about their local news and business and stuff. So naturally, this case hit with them. Child, he was over there. He came on Ratchet TV's channel with Blue, and he's supposedly interrogating Blue, right? And he's supposed to be like, yeah, that's wrong. Y'all did that to Mahogany, and you set her up. Basically, he's accusing Blue of basically kind of like what I said, but I think he's put it in a more sinister way. I feel like she indirectly, like, I don't think she anticipated. She was like, I'm going to be messy. I'm going to rat them out to Mahogany, and I know they're going to do her bad, right? I don't think that was it. I think she was kind of playing both ends of the middle. She didn't know whether Mahogany was telling her the truth about what Tasia and them wanted to do to her, or whether Ariana was being truthful to her about Mahogany. So she decided to run a few tests, right? As somebody would say, a few tests. And in doing that, it got Mahogany caught up. And Ariana told Tasia. And so Tasia decided to confront Mahogany, right? Because she had that information. Plus, Mahogany was the same chick that supposedly her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, or baby daddy was sending money to while he was in jail, right? They had fell out about that. So Tasia had a couple reasons not to care for Mahogany too much, and just by her hearing that Mahogany went back to Blue telling that they was going to set Blue up to rob her, that just kind of put the icing on the cake. And so, and then also Mahogany had gotten her income tax, right? So y'all know what I say. More than one thing can be true at the same time. People like, what? Was it about money? It couldn't have been about money because it was about the baby. No. It could be about all of that. People got secret feelings. You'd be surprised. And that's why you always got to check the temperature. That's why you always have to use your discernment, regardless. And pay very little attention to what people say and a whole lot to what they do. Hey, Caswell. Hey, honey. Because people's energy and their actions will tell you most of the time what the real deal is. Okay, they'll be hollering that they're your friend, that y'all good, they forgive you, and all the while they're plotting against you openly, even. And sometimes we willingly try to ignore stuff like that, right? Because I'm sure Mahogany had some type of feelings or some type of warning. Well, the girl Blue, we heard her say, she flat out told Mahogany, hey, stay away from them. Mahogany supposedly told her the same thing. Unfortunately, I believe the girl Ariana kind of was in the middle and coaxed Mahogany, to meeting with her that weekend, and it didn't turn out so well for Mahogany. Beans, where you at, girl? Beans must have left. Are you still in the chat, honey? If so, do you still live in Birmingham? Do you live in Birmingham still? Sagittarius Queen. And if so, what have you heard, girl? Do I need to drop the link? You got some tea? Why you ain't do no story on this child? What about this Vito character that's from your city? Have you heard of him? Or is he just popping on Clubhouse? Y'all, it got messy. he got to screaming over talking that girl Blue, and I was like, damn, if she ain't got nothing to do with it, by the time this veto guy get done, he gonna show enough be done talked her ass into jail. Because he kept saying, you know, you set her up, you set her up. And we heard her with our own ears. We heard her what she said about the phone call. Hold on one more time. Let me hear one more time. Make sure I got it right.
She says, I ain't what she recalls the I is showing.
Yeah, so let me see. We talked about that. Honey, we even got people. Oh, MG. One other thing I want to point out. Let me say this. Let me say this. Baby, these are, and I'm not trying to be funny, some booger wolves. Do y'all see the people on the screen? Baby, I think the most recent mug shot of, here, let me show y'all if I can see, if I can find the Tasia girl. Child, she looked like something out the Crypt Keeper, honey. You hear me? What in the hell is going on? I don't understand. Oh, I can't. Let me see. Can I? No, I don't necessarily want to go to TikTok. I just want to see the picture. Baby, she looks a whole mess. I'm not lying. Oh, I'm not lying. They all look a damn mess. Look at these two. Let me share my screen. This is a sad story, Cass. Yes, absolutely. I mean, it's baby, it's amazing. I'm astonished. But it's just a age. Look, listen. What did I say at first? The deepest betrayals begin with trust. The deeper the trust, the deeper the betrayal. And that's what this basically comes down to. If y'all can see my screen, these are different, like, I guess, versions of this Tasia lady, girl, young lady. She's 25 years old. Look over here with her hair sticking up right here, over here to the far right. And I think this is Sanaya, the other girl. But the one right here, baby, what do she look like to y'all? She look like, God damn it, I'll bite you. Okay? I'm not understanding. And then over here, what is going on in the back of her hair? So what she had it braided, she must have had a wig on. Baby, if this is what's going on under them wigs, because she looked like a whole boy right here. And yes, I'm dragging her ass because she deserved to be dragged. Oh, shoot. Wait a minute. I don't even think y'all can see it. I'm tripping. Let me go back. I got to take that down. Yeah. Okay. Now look at the screen, y'all. My bad. Let me go back and make it bigger. Okay. Now, here we go. This is in an article. This is when they said 26-year-old Tasia Emery Monique Lewis on the left and 23-year-old Shania McCall were arrested. following the body of a missing woman was found early morning in Birmingham. Now, this is Tasia. This supposed to be the head top dog right here. Baby, what is going on around her edges? Looked like she had her hair dyed red or blonde at some point or something. I'm not sure what they got going on, but this is quite an odd story, right? But she's the head honcho. And it's sad, y'all. It's sad. Anyway, hopefully, listen, I'm going to be following this story closely. I hope that justice is served, because they definitely need to be punished. This is god awful. But I just want to, listen, I just wanted to talk about it a little bit, because I figured as I was listening, I'm like, wait a minute. And I feel like people were on the right track, but it became so clear to me after hearing, after piecing together what the girl Blue was saying, right? And then hearing other little pieces, it's like, oh, so it was a piece of mess that kind of got out of control. So, and I guess, so let me leave you guys with this question. Comment down below if you replay this video and you have an opinion about this. Please comment. I'd like to hear what, your opinion on this story overall, but more importantly on this question. I will leave you guys with this. The Blue, the friend that we heard on the recordings, right? Do you think that she should be the 9th person locked up, or was it just a case, as unfortunate as it is, that she was being messy, may not have been morally right, to have a 3-way call with her so-called friend without letting her know other people was on the phone? But do y'all feel like she's criminally liable, morally liable, not liable at all? Or how do y'all feel about that? Because what I'm taking from this, I'm definitely taking away, unless I hear something otherwise, I'm definitely taking away from this that Blue was definitely in the middle, played a role on the actual confrontation of Mahogany, right? Like, not necessarily the whole thing, because I feel like this friend group was just effed up, and some of this stuff was probably going to come to a head anyway. But I think this particular confrontation was spearheaded by the fact that Blue was in the middle of Ariana and Mahogany, kind of running information, right? Basically for herself, though, trying to see who was really being real with her, right? And then y'all heard her in the beginning saying that her and Ariana were even friends because Ariana and Tasia had fallen out. So y'all know that's a friendship built on BS. It's like, only reason I'm fooling with, the only thing we have in common is our dislike for this other person. So, y'all, hey guys, let me know what y'all think about it. I kind of feel like it could go either way. We will see if Blue, I don't know her real name, but Blue, if she will be the 9th person locked up and indicted for this situation. They all look hard. Don't they look hard, Miss Marco? Baby, they look a hot mess. Probably about 30 days in jail, they gonna look better. When we see them again in 30 days, when they go to their hearing, they probably gonna look better, because the streets done whoop their ass for sure. And ain't none of them even touched 30. Okay, most of them are closer to 20. Maybe one of these people is over 25. It's a shame. Bullshit breeds bullshit. Yes. Hey, Sagittarius Queen girl, yo, finally I decided. Well, I was like, let me turn my monetization on. I generally forget, because I'm either playing some song or something that's going to get it demonetized anyway. Well, I didn't try to be on no BS this time. So let's see if I can keep this video monetized. That's my plan. That's why the ad, you probably seen the ads pop up. My bad. I didn't mean to inconvenience nobody. Okay. Like the video, share the video, guys. I will be back. I'll be following this story. I'll be back with you guys hopefully soon with another story or some more interesting content. Please turn your notification bells on to follow the channel so you will know when we go live. Okay, peace.